time once again for Dark Noir, featuring radio's most exciting private detective, Biff Rubright. Brought to you by Ollie's Oily Root Beer, now available in a delicious new flavor, barbecue chicken. In tonight's episode, Biff comes up against the most evil villain of his career. Join us now, won't you, for the case of the inescapable contractual clause in fine print. L.A. is one tough town. That's why I live in Pittsburgh. I was sitting in my office on a sultry winter day when my assistant, Tiny Muldoon, interrupted my stream of tangential thoughts.
Hey, boss.
What is it, Tiny?
Well, first of all, I'm getting a little worried about you talking to yourself all the time. Besides which, there's no such thing as a sultry winter day. Sultry means warm or hot, and it's only 20 degrees outside. And also, I might add, in addition to which, second of all, I wish you wouldn't call me Tiny.
How come?
Because of the fact that I really am tiny. I'm only 4'9". I should have an ironic nickname. You should only call a big fat guy Tiny. But since I am a truly tiny person, and therefore tiny is not ironic, you should probably call me something which is ironic, like giant, or big man, or intimidator.
Anything else?
Yeah, there's one sweet-looking dame wants to see you, and get this. Her name is Mrs. Clapsaddle.
As in the Clapsaddles?
The very same.
Well, then, show her in, and then wait outside. This may take some time.
Come on in, Mrs. Clapsaddle.
The first thing I noticed was that she was gorgeous and built like a brick locomotive, hard and steamy. The next thing I noticed was that the seams of her stockings were running down the front of her legs. For some reason, she'd put them on backwards. Hello, Mrs. Clapsaddle.
Cut the small talk, tough guy. I need to sit down. My feet are killing me. For some reason, I can't uncurl my toes. Oh, that's better. So, you're the famous Private Dick.
That's right. I'm a total dick, and I like to keep it private. Cigarette?
Of course it's a cigarette. Do you think I'm stupid? And why don't you offer me one?
Here.
Thanks.
How can I help you, Mrs. Clapsaddle?
I wanna...
Go on. You wanna what?
I want you to call me by my first name. I wanna.
I'm
glad you do. We should get along splendidly.
What brings you to my office, I wanna?
A taxi. Not that it's any of your business. Don't you want to know why I'm here?
Oh, tough dame. All right, let's play it your way. Why are you here?
My husband, Harry Clapsaddle, has been murdered.
Murdered? Listen, I wanna help you, but murder? Listen, I don't deal in murder. What with the dead body and the blood and the awful smell, you need to go to the cops.
I want to go to the cops.
Good. Now knock off the baby talk and stop referring to yourself in the third person. Oh, wait. No, I'm sorry. Okay, so if you want to go to the cops, what's stopping you?
The cops think I did it. Aren't you going to answer that?
Answer what? You didn't ask me anything.
I mean the phone.
Oh, the phone. Hello?
Lieutenant Benny Tugsack, Homicide Squad.
Hello, Benny. Been a while.
Not long enough. Listen, we're looking for a dame named Clapsaddle.
A good-looking number? Wears her stockings backwards?
That's the one. Owes her podiatrist a fortune. And now we're pretty sure she killed her husband. You seen her?
No, I can't say as I have.
You're lying. If you haven't seen her, how come you know what she looks like?
Because you gave me her description.
I did not.
Think for just a second, Benny. Like I said, I haven't seen her, so there's only one other way I could know what she looks like. You told me.
Okay, you got me there. But I'm gonna be watching you and say help me. If you're hiding something, I'm gonna...
Listen, Benny, I've got a client in my office right now. If I hear of anything, I'll let you know. You're right, I wanna. The cops do think you did it. Well, I gave him the slip for now, but give Lieutenant Tugsack a couple of days to think about it, and he'll be on to me like cold on ice. So tell me, did you do it? Sounds like Biff has got his hands full, or at least he sounds like he wants to have his hands full. We'll return to Dark Noir after this word from Ollie's Oily Root Beer. Friends, when was the last time you enjoyed a cold, refreshing, and artificial Ollie's Oily Root Beer? For over a century, folks all across this, the greatest country the world has ever known, have enjoyed millions upon millions of gallons of Ollie's Oily. Why, you ask? Because Ollie's Oily Root Beer comes in so many delicious flavors, like nutmeg, rice, and liver. Plus, Ollie's is the only beverage in the world that contains real oil. Since oil is the cheapest and most plentiful stuff on earth, you would think every beverage manufacturer would use it. But only Ollie's does. That's why, after you've enjoyed your bottle, your lips are nice and shiny, and the inside of your mouth stays coated with your favorite flavor for up to 12 hours. And everyone knows that oil is packed with vitamins that you need for life itself. That's why we say, if you don't want to die, you need to try a bottle of Ollie's Oily Root Beer today. And now let's return to Dark Noir. So tell me, did you do it?
What do you think?
I think if you did do it, you wouldn't tell me, which means I asked a stupid question.
There. You've answered your own stupid question.
Finally, after she assured me that all of the icky-poo business with the body and so forth had already been taken care of, I agreed to take the case. First stop, Clapsaddle Mansion. The butler let us in. English guy. His name was Stanley Oliver Probes Michael.
Welcome home, Mrs. Clapsaddle. And you are?
Stanley, this is Biff Rubbright, Private Dick.
I like to keep the dick part private.
Yes, we all have our little privates.
I hope I'm not interrupting.
Of course not, darling. Biff, this is Mr. Charles Charles. Darling, this is Biff Rubbright, Private Dick.
Nice to meet you, old boy. But if I were you, I'd keep that dick part private.
I try. So what's your relationship with Mrs. Clapsaddle?
I am her illicit backdoor man, her immoral on-the-side lover, and now that her husband is dead, I don't care who knows about us. Do you, darling?
Well, no, except...
Except what, darling? What are you afraid of? What are you hiding? What's going on in that pretty little head of yours? Spit it out.
Bullseye. Well done, Mrs. Clapsaddle.
We can't tell Percy about us.
Who's Percy?
Percy is Iwana's gardener. He means nothing to Iwana. However, the late Mr. Clapsaddle did owe Percy an entire month's pay. $5.
And Percy has a crush on...
Did I hear someone mention my name?
Charles.
Hi, everyone.
Percy.
What?
Nothing. I just felt like saying your name as if I was surprised.
So, you're Percy.
I am. And you would be?
I'm Biff Rubbright, investigator. I'm looking into the murder of your late employer, Mr. Harry Clapsaddle. I understand he owed you a considerable sum of cash.
Harry Clapsaddle was nothing to me. I hated him like he was sour, stinky cheese.
So everyone in this room had a reason to want Mr. Clapsaddle dead, except for the butler Stanley. Well, I'm not sure which one of you it is, but I will certainly find out. Or maybe not. Maybe I'll just forget the whole damn business. I want a drink.
I sure do.
Huh? What? Oh, yeah, right.
Well, that is one very chilling cliffhanger. What will happen next? Where will our sick, perverted writers take us next week? Find out. Same time, same station, for the next dramatic episode of Dark Noir. I'm your